Yes. Good evening, Chandana. Welcome to this wonderful talk and entities and bodies.
Yes, my
It's
God,
a
what a topic. I
very
love it.
vast, wonderful topic.
And thank
and
you for creating this. This is phenomenal. I love it. Thanks so much.
and both are related to the understanding of the energy in the universe. So please welcome. We can discuss about the topic.
Yes, for sure. I mean, this topic of first, can I just thank everybody for being on, guys? Thank you, ladies and men and
Thank you.
whoever, bodies, beings, everybody. Thank you all for being on, especially in a time when everyone is texting everywhere that Zoom's not working, Zoom's crashing. Here we are making sure we're just interesting point of view about it and having it work for us. So yeah, I mean, the conversation that we're going to have today is about entities and bodies. And honestly, this is one of the most exciting conversations that I have had in a while now about entities and bodies. And I would love to ask you all one question of what is the difference between you and an entity?
We have a body and an entity cannot have a body too.
Absolutely. Full marks, Neha.
Thank
Totally.
you.
That's the one. I mean, you guys, we have a body and they don't have a body. And based on that, we separate from them. But what else is there that is the same? That is no separation. Is that they are energy and we are energy. Yet we base our separation on a form, on a structure, on the solidity of having a body. So if there was no separation based on you having a body and them not having a body, would you receive from them? And everything that doesn't allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive that. Will you all please just try and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, all night shots, boys and beyonds. So something that Vijay, you know, when you mentioned this topic, it just brought up this. I'm so happy to talk about this actually, this conversation on entities and bodies, because when I started with Access about 5.5, 6 years ago, my major issue was my body because I was suffering from something known as fibromyalgia for so many years, for almost 19, 20 years, and it wasn't changing after having done so many different things. And after starting with the tools after getting introduced to the tools of Access and after using them, a lot of shift started to show up in my body, in my reality, and especially with my body. Yet that major big leap that I took was after doing the talk to the entities class, because that's when I actually was willing to put my barriers down and to really step into the awareness that is me, that doesn't separate me from me, that doesn't separate me from any other energy around me, based on a structure, on something that's solid, like a body. So when you are willing to receive all the information, your body has ease. It's a resistance to the awareness that actually has us creating the intensity in our body that we call pain. So if you are in a space of where you do not have ease with your body in this moment, I would just love you all to put your barriers down and to just ask, what am I not willing to receive here? And whether you receive an information, whether you receive the awareness or not, that is not, it's not imperative for you to receive it instantly. It's for you to ask and leave it. And when you ask, the resistance goes for you now to have the ease in your body. So I remember with me, Am I just supposed to talk or am I supposed to wait for a question? I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
Vijay?
Even if any questions, everybody can ask. We can
Yes, I
unmute
have a
our.
question.
Yes,
Like
please.
when I just asked this, so my body said that cancer. So then I asked what next. So that's so my body says it doesn't mean that you are having it. I want to give some information. So actually, you don't know. Like my mother have it, and she is doing well. She 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 has her operation done and completed her chemotherapy. So now we will have a CT scan. So I have this fear of seeing her and losing her head hair. She is doing pretty well. She don't have any major symptoms or anything. So still I have this like this word always like is there in my mind and in my chest area. So how to like go forward with this?
Is that what I would like to ask you here is that fear or is that fear or is that some capacity that you have with cancer?
Yeah, actually, I am a healer also. I can heal, and maybe it is adding to me. Like sometimes when I ask what's my life purpose, it comes like as a healer, and I am like afraid of this word only. And when my mother had it, I came to like, oh, I didn't had so much awareness that it's a generally it's a tumor and it can be like operated, and then the people are doing fine. So
Yeah.
I know that still like this word is like not leaving my head.
So is it that it's not leaving your head or is it that you're resisting it so much that it's persisting?
I have done all sorts of like clearing, like maybe I am resisting it. I don't want this word to go. But still, for some time it goes away. I feel free. And whenever I'm alone or I think something deeply, it comes again.
One question I would love you to ask, and you may have asked it before, is what do I know about cancer that nobody else?
That it's a choice.
Okay, that's you now giving the answer. What if you could go beyond that, sweetheart? Like, what if you can just ask, what do I know about cancer that nobody else does?
So you need to
Leave it
say
at
I should be in the in this question.
yes, dear. What do I
Okay.
know about cancer that nobody else does? Everything that doesn't allow me to know, be, perceive, and receive. What I know, be, perceive, and receive, I destroy and uncreate that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, online shots, boys and beyonds. And thank you for that question because fear is something like we all know it's a distractor implant. If you've done your foundation, you know it's a distractor implant. But fear, the only purpose of fear is to hide potency. So, what potency with cancer are you covering up with the fear that you're choosing? Everything that brought up for you, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, park, online shots, boys and beyonds. I'd love
Okay.
you
So
to
we
be in the question.
yeah.
Yeah,
What do I know about cancer that nobody else know?
yeah.
And
And
what potency?
yes, and what potency am I hiding or covering up with the fear that I'm choosing?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart, and thank you for your question.
Thanks.
Oh, welcome, Parita. Yeah, it's like bodies and entities, it's talk to the entities, something that Shannon said, which just blew my universe when I heard it the first time. Talk to the entities, the very class, the very you willing to talk to the entities is you being the joy of embodiment. Because anytime that you're not willing to talk to entities, you are doing separation. So are you truly receiving from the consciousness of everything that exists on the planet, the good, the bad, the ugly, or are you still living in judgment of what is available to you? everything that is, will you all destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, one simple question.
Yes, Vijay.
Yeah. Yeah, like how to identify like there is entities in the bodies.
Well, the first, let me give you a prescription. How? The first one is to ask a question.
Yes.
The second one is to ask a question. And the third one is to ask a question. It's you willing to acknowledge that you're not being you? Is you willing to ask a question now? If you're not willing to acknowledge that you're not being you, you're not going to ask a question. Get that? You're not going to ask a question because I'm not willing to acknowledge that I have entities. Oh my God, me with entities? No way. That must be my neighbor who's got the entities, not me. I am all pure and clean. I can never have entities. Do you see my husband has entities, my kids have entities, my wife has entities. They're so good at blaming everybody for it, although almost like it's the end of the world and it's really bad.
Even
Yeah.
when we have some symptoms in the body, like say pain or coughing, that itself indicates that entity is taking its own actions on it. Therefore,
These are all symptoms. These are all symptoms. But you always want to ask if this is an entity. Like every time if I cough and if I assume or if I conclude it's an entity, then I'm really not willing to receive all the information that's available to me. But if I have a cough or if I sneeze or if I get a vibration or a tingling feeling or I feel really drowsy and sleepy or one of those really something different, and if I ask, what is this? Is this an entity or is this something else? And then from there, you move forward. From there, you move on. But the moment we assume it's an entity, you're really, really looking to be the victim. To you're not looking to be the dominant entity of your reality where you're like, hey, I'm going to ask a question around this to know what it is. Right? So it's with me, it's like I'll share something really, connected to this, Vijay, connected to your question. This was about 2.5, 3 years ago. So I was telling you with the pain that I had in the body, a lot of it changed, but I still had that little percentage left, about, I would say about 20 to 25 percentage. And when that pain would come up, it would be so excruciating and so debilitating in my body that I would almost I would resist the pain, and I would be like, but I've been so long in access and I'm still getting the pain, and I would go into the wrongness of myself, and I would be like, why can't I change it even now? And I would go into that anger mode. And I remember one day that this pain came up, and I was like, oh my God, I'm again going to be laid up in bed. And then I stopped myself because I had already projected what was going to be my next move, right? That's how we are trained. We are so trained to decide what's going to be the next step. So that's when I stopped myself and I said, stop, I'm going to change this. And the way to change this is, what question can I ask here? So I remember lying in my bed with the pain and asking, what is this? At that moment, I was in so much of pain, I really got no awareness. I was just like, what is this? It was more like that. And then it was like, okay, can I change this? It was really light. It was really, really, really light. And then it was, after that, it was, okay, how can I change this? So again, from there, I asked, is this an entity or is it something else? Again, I never got any answers because in that moment of time, I was not willing to know whether it's light or heavy, or I was like, I was actually being the most finite being in that moment. And I was willing to look at myself as that and asking to change it. Which, if I did not look at myself as that, as what I was choosing in that moment, I wouldn't have been able to change it. Because then I would be resisting that I'm choosing that. So, and that's when I remember telling the universe, okay, universe, show me, show me what can I do and be here that can have me make a totally different choice. And at that moment, I remember I picked up my phone and it was literally like the universe is telling me. I picked up my phone, I just clicked on Facebook, and TTTE facilitators came up. I looked at it and I said, what? Talk to the entities facilitators? And I was resisting it. I was like, I don't want to become a TTT facilitator. I don't want to be so pagal. I don't want to be so crazy. थोड़ा पागल ठीक है, थोड़ा सा crazy ठीक है, not full crazy. So I was really resisting it. Had so many judgments of what will people say that I facilitate, talk to the entities, and what will my family think, and what will my friends think, and all of that crap. And I remember that time when I saw it and I looked at it and I said, fine, if this is what the universe is showing me, I'm choosing it. And it was in that moment, Vijay, that moment, the pain was gone. And it's been 2.5 years. And I remember I shared this with Shannon too. I was like, I had called up my neurologist and I had told him, I think I need to go back on medication. The pain was so bad that night. And the moment I made the choice of giving up the resistance to having the awareness of all of me, the pain was gone, and I truly stepped into all of me. So that is the little story to receiving information from your body.
Usually what I will take care is like it is entity is a last thing to conclude. First, I will go with the question. Like
Yes.
this question gives the choices, and choices gives the possibilities, and possibilities will tell whether it is contribution to you or contribution to others.
Yes.
And later on, we will see whether it is walk-in or entity in the next question.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
5, 6 questions afterwards, we will judge it as an entity.
Yes. So you really want to go with questions. You really want to go with what is awareness that you're receiving from that. Because when you don't really receive the awareness, you're really resisting a part of you. Where lies your potency? So like Neha spoke about, the cancer and the fear attached to that, which is why I asked her, what is that potency that you're hiding? Because when you're not willing to access that potency, you will cover it up with fear. You will cover it up with something that doesn't allow you, that you use. So you don't receive your potency. You don't be your potency. It's like, intensity in the body. Something really interesting that Gary had mentioned in the choice of possibilities, that intensity when received is pleasure, and intensity when rejected is pain. Intensity is an energy. So when we say we have pain, what intensity are you rejecting? That if you would receive it, would be pleasure. And that's just the awareness that you resist, that shows up as pain in your body. We label it as pain, but it's intensity, it's an energy.
Hi, this is Rajni.
Hi, Rajni.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Is it always related to pain, or sometimes it might be sleeping trouble? Like how much ever I plan to go to bed early, I try to sleep. I can never fall asleep before 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and this is on a continuous basis. And I get up at the normal timings.
Does your body want to sleep earlier, or are you forcing it to sleep because that's the right time to sleep?
Yes, my intention is always to get up early, get up fresh, and some judgments that okay, if I don't go to sleep early, then my sleep won't be completed, then I won't be able to get up early. So this thing is there in mind.
Rajni, what I would really, really ask you to play with is the tool interesting point of view with your sleep.
Okay. Okay.
Sleep is such a fixed point of view with all of us. With each one of us, we have such a fixed point of view around sleep, the time we need to sleep, how many hours we need to sleep, how we need to sleep, and all of that. What if you didn't? What if all of that was an interesting point of view? Could your body then choose what it's actually asking for? What would your body choose? And something that if you've done the talk to the entities class, I would really suggest you all keep your business hours. That does create a lot of ease in your body and with sleep, because it's not like the entities come more at night. It's just that you perceive them more at night because your five senses are not as predominant at night. So if you're aware of entity activity around you and you do not keep your business hours, that would probably keep you up. Not because they're disturbing you, but because you're aware of the activity. So if you start,
Okay.
yeah, so if you start to keep your business hours, I wonder what that could change for you.
तो बिजनेस आवर्स टाइमिंग होने चाहिए या कोई भी टाइम कर सकते हैं, ऐसा कुछ
टाइम होना चाहिए,
फिक्स?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल टाइम होना चाहिए। इनफैक्ट अगर आप बोलोगे कि सुबह 10 बजे तो 10 बजे, शाम को 9 बजे तो 9 बजे।
ओके।
या बिकॉज व्हेन यू ऑनर दैट टाइम, जब आप
हम्म।
उनको टाइम देते हो और फिर आप उस टाइम को ऑनर करते हो, दे विल ऑल्सो दे विल बी मोर ईज विद द बिजनेस आवर्स।
ओके, तो मैं ना सुबह ऑलवेज वाटर मुझे मैसेज देते, मतलब जब भी मैं पानी गिरा हुआ देखती हूँ तो उसमें फिगर्स बन जाते या एनिमल्स बन जाते या कुछ भी ऐसा, तो आई कैन नॉट रिलेटेड दैट। तो समहाउ 2 महीने से एकदम, मतलब जब वो आ रहे थे मैसेज तो मैं वो एक्नॉलेज नहीं कर पाई। और ये जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में आग लगी या जो अभी इंडिया में हो रहे, तो वो सब कांगारूज इतने सारे आते थे, या जो अभी ये सब कोरोना हुआ है तो वो भी मैं देख रही थी। पर वो मैं, मतलब जो मैसेज मुझे क्या देना चाहता है, वाटर या बर्ड्स आते हैं वो मैसेज क्या देना चाहते हैं, तो मैं जब वो ज्यादा सोचती हूँ या मैं वो फिगर आउट करती हूँ तो वो डिसअपियर हो जाते हैं। तो वो मैं रिलेट नहीं कर पाती हूँ। वो जो आपने अभी बताया बिजनेस आवर होना चाहिए, वो मैं नहीं करती हूँ।
प्लानिंग बिजनेस आवर्स का ये मतलब है कि आप एंटिटीज को टाइम दो, that this is the time I have for you. I will clear, communicate, and receive. These are the only three things we do with business hours. With entities, we don't do anything else. And if you've done talk to the entities, फिर आपको पता है that this is what's required. But where water and birds are concerned, what I really like to ask is this relevant? Like,
आई डोंट।
is this even relevant to me?
Chandana, I have a question.
Yeah, just a second, love. What if you can ask that question? Is this relevant? And if it is relevant, then ask another question. But if it's not relevant, why would you hit your head against the wall over it? And awareness, darling, always comes as a whisper, very soft whisper. जैसे आप बोल रहे थे कि जब मैं try करती हूँ उसको समझने को and trying to get it, you're not going to get it because now you're trying to understand it and judge it.
राइट।
Right? Awareness is a whisper, it comes and goes. Right?
ओके, या,
Yeah,
थैंक यू।
Chandana,
Yeah.
I
Yes, Harpreet.
so I had a very similar experience when you said you had a body pain and then that TTE happened. So similarly, I had a excruciating body pains. So when I recently completed my TTE in Delhi OT, and then of course some time I've taken, and now the things are lot better. Means 80%, 90%, it's too better. My question here is the moment entity is there, I have a still because it keeps coming to me, and I now have a tool of clearance, so I don't now it doesn't bothers me. Earlier it was like the moment I had a pain, and I had this awareness prior to TTE that this is an entity now, but I didn't have the tool to clear. So it was like making life more difficult. Now the question is still, it hits on an area which, when it comes and it gives me an awareness, it's a pain. So can I do something with awareness? I'm ready to take awareness. I'm ready to clear. I'm ready to put business as, but it should not be that pain. So should I be doing something more which reduces this pain? Because the moment there is a pain, then I'm like, okay, there is an entity.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that.
yeah.
Everywhere that you have decided and concluded every pain is an entity, will you destroy and uncreate that? I'm
No,
good with that
Chandana,
thought.
I'm pretty
Nine
clear
shots.
on,
Nice.
yeah. So actually, yes. So it's not that every pain is an entity. So there's a particular spot and a particular type of a pain which now, since I've lived that for a long, so I recognize that pain with entity, and then when I clear it, it goes off. So if I talk about it, was 45 minutes back. If I did a clearing, and I'm now speaking to you, Helen Harty, I can speak to you. So, but I don't want still that pain to be there. Awareness could be a. Can I do something to reduce that awareness in the form of pain? And
You,
I'm ready to take that awareness in another form.
you can always ask your body to give you the information in a different way. That's ease. Hey,
Okay,
body, what will it take for you to give me this information with ease, joy, and glory?
okay,
Yeah,
okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
welcome, darling. You're welcome.
So Channa, Paritaya,
Hi, Parita.
yeah. When you have entities in your bodies, like when we say you like how many entities in your body, and when we clear that, so what is that space then later? Like what happens to that? Do we call entities again? Like what is it?
It's always a choice, right? You can always call entities back.
Okay.
Some people it's just fun. But you want to ask, if you're doing that constantly, you want to ask, what's the value
Mm-hmm.
of inviting entities into my life? What is the secret agenda that I have with inviting entities into my life, into my body, that has them controlling me, destroying me, and me destroying my body? Everything that is, destroy and uncreate that.
Yes.
Right now,
Thank you.
and what about 9 shots going on? You're welcome. This is a beautiful space, actually. You know, um, if you're willing to talk to the entities, you really are willing to be the level of kindness that this reality has not seen. Because even with entity world, there's so much of fear, there's so much of anger, there's so much of control that exists, that even clearing them comes from a space of um, telling them what to do, getting them out. There is no facilitation of choice there. Whereas with the access tools, what I find so beautiful, it's truly, for me, it's really the space of true kindness, because you're really facilitating every disembodied being that's on the planet since 5 days, 5 hours, or 50 years, or 500 years, or 5,000 years, or 5 billion years, who could be stuck on the planet. You're actually facilitating them into choice. You're showing them that they have choice. And that level of kindness, it takes a lot of trust in you to be able to be that level of kindness. Because if there is more fear and more rejection and more anger, then the willingness to be that gift is not available to you or for them. So are you willing to trust yourself with what you know that can have you being the gift to the planet, which happens to include the entities? Because when there is no separation, there, you cannot separate based on what is embodied and what is disembodied. You cannot separate on what is animate and what is inanimate. You cannot say that's a living and that's non-living. Everything's included. It's you willing to be a gift for everything, and it's you willing to receive from everything.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, Neha.
Yeah, like if suppose we have a like we got this information from an entity that it don't know where to go, like it is confused. Then what to like say to them? How to like um, facilitate them?
The simple, the clearing that is there in the talk to the entities manual, which
Like
goes,
go from whence you came.
that's for demons. But when you
Okay.
go with entities truth, what are you? Truth, what are you? Truth, what were you before that? Truth, what were you before that? Truth, what will you be in the future? Entities truth, who are you? Truth, who were you before that? Truth, who were you before that? Truth, who were you before that? And truth, who will you be in the future? Entities truth, what is your job? What was your job before that? What was your job before that? What was your job before that? And what will your job be in the future? These three are the basic clearing statements that we have for entities that you act. So what are entities? They're basically stuck in time. They're stuck in the time that they gave up their body. For them,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm asking this question because I lost my younger sister, and maybe she suicided. So when I was like came into access, I haven't done any class, but I have into book clubs, and I'm using all of those tools. So when I asked her questions, she said, "I don't know where to go." So then I said, "Okay, go to the light." I didn't ask her all these questions because I didn't knew.
Once you do the class, you'll be able to facilitate her, because when entities are stuck in this reality for different reasons and different, some of them could be stuck because they're still in shock. Some of them could be stuck because they don't have know that don't have a body. They think they still have a body and they feel that they're being ignored and neglected. So there's so much of information around that, honey, that for me to just give you a clearing just like that over here would really not be kind to you or to the facilitation and to the gift that you can be for her.
Okay, so can I first read that book, Talk to the Entities?
Yes, please read the book. And if you've done your bars, you can also do the talk to the entities online. And I see Naresh Uncle is also on, who's a wonderful talk to the entities facilitator. You can do it with him. You can do it with me. There are
I haven't done
whole lot
bars or
of other.
foundation.
You yourself are a fantastic facilitator, Chandana.
Thank
You
you.
are a gift.
Thank you. So grateful to you. Thank you.
I haven't done my bars or it came during the lockdown. So obviously after lockdown, I would be able to do my
Yes.
bars.
Yes.
Yeah. So till then, I can read that book, na?
Get the book, get the talk to the entities book, and and just ask questions, darling, till then.
Okay.
Read the book Being You. You have the time. Get the book Being You by Dr. Dane here. The beautiful book. Get Talk to the Entities book. It's again a beautiful, fabulous book. It'll give you a lot of information as to what you can be and do. There's so much of free YouTube stuff out there by Shannon, and so much of free information. Use the time to watch the free YouTube videos. I mean, I also have a YouTube channel. It's Chandana Bawa. So you can also
Okay.
find that if you want to go onto that YouTube link and watch. There's a lot of entity information there too. But I would really suggest that if you're just started with Access, get hold of all the free stuff, guys. There's a lot of free stuff.
Yeah, I'm using all of those that like all my day.
Awesome, wonderful.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to a crazy, wacky world of joy and happiness, which
Yeah.
probably doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet
Yeah,
except.
I have done so many modalities, but Access gave me empowerment, like to
Oh yeah.
be the infinite being. Like it has fed me for so many things. I can't thank enough.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, love. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I know what you are really. I know that that's
It gave me that power that no healing modality gave me. All healing modalities say that go have a 1 hour, sit and do something for yourself. But Access is one thing that you can walk, talk, like being in a meeting, anytime you can do it.
Yes, and
These
that's the
tools.
beauty of it, right? Because you're being access, you're not
Yeah,
doing access. In
yeah,
most of the other modalities, and I frankly I have no point of view about other modalities because I haven't done anything else. So I don't know. I don't stand. I don't take my word on it. But from what I've heard from people, yes, you have to do a lot of stuff in other modalities. For me, I've
yeah,
only done access. I've done a lot of religious stuff. I've done a lot of chanting. I've done a lot of gurus. I've done a lot of gurdwaras, temples, masjid, churches. I've done all of that. But I don't know about other modalities. But yes, in access, the beauty is that you're being the tools. You're being the tools. You're practicing. You're using the tools to such a space where there is no separation between you and the tools of access.
yeah,
If you separate yourself from the tools of access, you are really giving yourself a start and a stop with being conscious. And consciousness doesn't work like that. You choosing consciousness, there is just an accelerator. There is no brake, there is no stop, there is no start. You just have to keep moving, guys. And that's the beauty of access. And to keep moving, you have to be that energy of being willing to be the tools instead of doing the tools and saying, okay, now I'm going to take 15 minutes to do access consciousness. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome, darling.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Rashmi.
Hi. I have a one question. So basically, I have fear, and it is like childhood, from childhood till now. अभी तक मतलब हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ ऐसे होता है कि I'm gonna lose my family. एंड इट इज लाइक मतलब बहुत छोटी छोटी चीज होती है लाइक कोई अगर घर से बाहर गया है तो घर अंदर अच्छे से आ जाए मतलब कहीं ट्रैवल कर रहा है तो शुड बी कम सेफली तो हमेशा ये फियर बैक ऑफ द माइंड आई डोंट नो क्यों मतलब बचपन से मैं अभी मतलब पूरा याद कर सकती हूँ मैं बहुत छोटी सी तब से यही चीज चल रही है तो वो चीज क्यों है आई मीन इज इट समथिंग रिलेटेड टू एंटिटी और what past life I don't know so can you please tell me something about it.
I don't know what to tell you here, honey, but I would love to ask you a couple of questions here.
Okay.
And access is crazy, right? Access comes up with really stupid, crazy questions. And this
Yes.
may be one of the really craziest questions anybody's ever asked you. But hey, is that fear or is that excitement to lose them all?
Fear.
You are laughing. I caught you. What if you allowed yourself to just have fun with the excitement instead of labeling fear?
I don't know मतलब क्या आंसर होगा बट मतलब फियर होता है तो इट इज लाइक हमेशा चल रहा है इवन फोन कॉल्स भी आते हैं ना मतलब सडनली अगर नॉर्मल टाइम पे नहीं आ रहे हैं कोई अचानक से ऐसे आई मीन रात को आ गया या मॉर्निंग में आ गया तो कुछ कुछ गड़बड़ तो नहीं है कुछ हुआ तो नहीं है मतलब वो एक डर का चीज रहती है
everywhere that you're more vested in the wrongness of what shows up instead of knowing that everything's a choice. Will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. And everywhere you lost everybody in your past lifetimes, if you did, that has you bringing it into this lifetime and operating from those connection points, will you please destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. A lot of our fear is embedded somewhere in childhood or some other lifetime. A few of our connection points are there and reference points are there. And even unknowingly and knowingly, energetically, it's like a thin thread that keeps you attached to that. So what if today you could actually set yourself free from all of that? And what if you were willing to lose it all so you can actually have it all? What if you didn't have to hold on to the thread and you were willing to lose it all. So you can now actually have it all. And everything that doesn't allow that. Will you all destroy and upgrade that, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, popcorn, night shots, boys and beyonds. Rashmi, are you there, love?
Yes, I am here.
Yeah. So ask, am I willing to lose it all so I can have it all? And by being willing to lose it all does not mean you have to choose to lose it all.
Okay.
It's just a willingness. Because what you're not willing to lose, that's what creates the unease in your life. That's what creates um, the tug of war in your life.
Yes.
Yeah?
Right.
And that will constantly control you. But
Okay.
if you're willing to lose it all,
Yes.
now you get to choose what you would like in your life.
Definitely.
Yeah?
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Channa, Kejal here.
Hi, Kejal.
Hi. I want to share something with you about entities.
Yes.
My husband, when he sleep, different sound of snoring is coming, and me and my son is laughing every day. What happened? See now motorcycle, now this horn, and once when you come at Rajkot and you do, आपने हमको जो demons का करवाया था, so we try we chanting every day and we try on him. So nowadays he is sleeping very quietly.
Awesome. Wonderful. What else is
How does it get
possible?
any better than this?
Awesome. Yay. Awesome.
So it's very amazing.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, Kejal. What else is truly possible? So much ease and so easily. Oh my God.
Even I don't believe it कि ऐसा भी कभी हो सकता है. Then I talk with Hema and she explained me yes, is it possible?
Yes, honey, it is
So I
possible.
am very thankful to you and Hema and Hansini.
Oh, thank you, love. Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful share. I'm so happy to hear. The man stopped snoring. Awesome.
Any more questions? Thank you, Chandana, for this wonderful talk.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you for inviting me and having me here. It's really been so much fun. Thank you. How did I get so lucky?
Also, you can talk about upcoming classes, if any.
Yeah, sure. I have one. I have a talk to the entities called over 7 days, starting on the, I don't even know the date. I should have been prepared. Sorry, I'm a bad facilitator. Not prepared. I will tell you the dates. It is on the, where is it? Okay. It's on the end of the month, starting on 28th of May to the 4th of June. I did it.
28th.
28th of May to the 4th of June. Thank you, Hetal. I forget dates. I'm sorry. Yeah, 28th of May to the 4th of June. Every day it's going to be 1.5 hours call daily from 3:30 to 5 p.m. IST. Thank you for asking, Vijay.
Thank you. Thank you for this call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. See you all sometime.